One of my main motivations is I don't want anybody to feel as lonely as I did growing up. I want them to feel represented. It's life-changing being able to go onto the internet and see somebody oh, this person, they're autistic, that's cool. This other person, they're queer, that's cool, but it's the two of them together. There's a big lack of representation there, and I'm very, very aware of that, and it's just, I don't want people to hate themselves as much as I did growing up. The pieces of paper represent different periods of journal entries throughout my life, just from early teenager years until I suppose now, and my journey through self-discovery, finding out who I am and who I want to be. I spent a lot of time in my room researching different sexualities, different labels, because I wanted to find something that fit me. And I went through so many at the beginning. I was I'm asexual, aromantic, but girls. So then I was I'm asexual, homoromantic, and then I was that doesn't fit either. So I went through a whole load of different labels until I was I'm a lesbian. And that was in my teenage years. When I was 19, I think, I realized that I was non-binary as well. There was 5 years between the realizations. I suppose non-binary is anything outside of a binary of male or female or man or woman. I don't necessarily feel like a woman. I don't feel like a man, so I label myself as non-binary. I had never really met other trans people, and when I went to college, I did, and they helped me realize that gender identity and gender expression, and they're different to each other, and I had no understanding of that until I had met other trans people. I was going through a lot of mental health struggles. I started developing anxiety when I was about 14, and depression shortly after that. It turns out I had undiagnosed autism, but I only found that out when I was 17, so it did take a while for me to put pieces together. In my brain it was me? Autism? I don't know how I feel about that, and I didn't like it. I needed to fit in until one day I was you know what? I can learn to love myself for this. And I remember describing it as coming out 2.0, because I had to go to all of these teachers, friends, family, and let them know, hey, this is a big part of me, and it's a really scary part of me because I know what the stigma is when it comes to autism and being autistic. And then I think on top of that, it was being queer as well. It was just why me? Why did I have to be born this way? Living in a world with odds stacked against you is heartbreaking, soul-crushing. Is there even a point? My journey to acceptance took a lot of time. I had to come to terms with it myself at first before I even thought about sharing it with people. Realizing and exploring and discovering who I was and being okay with it. And after that, I think I told the internet. Before I told anybody in my life, I told the internet. I was hey, I'm gay. And then I came out to friends, and then I came out to family. Things do get better. I am still here. I am standing, and I am so much happier with the person that I am and the person that I will continue to become. Life is worth it. There are people that you will meet, there are friends that you will make, there are experiences that you will have where you can embrace who you are and where the people around you can embrace who you are. And it is so important, and it is so validating, and it is so valuable to just know that you are loved for being you.